My camera still, maybe it's not dirty. Maybe it's just still like that to me. All right, you guys. Okay, so I'm just gonna go live to answer this question that I have for today. And first of all, excuse the outside because it is noisy, but it's a nice day, so I'm outside. So, anyways, I wanted to come and answer the question on the best decision that I made as a surgical tech, guys. And so I'm gonna just hop right in. I'm not gonna be here that long because my phone is going to go dead. But I wanted to come and just share with you guys the best decision that I made as a surgical tech, so you can make the same decision. Hopefully, you make it sooner than I did. So I started investing, you guys, into myself very like around 8 or so years into the actual career. It took me like 8 or so years to be able to invest or even think about investing or even know where to really even start investing as a surgical tech. So if like in some careers, when you go check into places, they'll have like a career counselor or something. Well, not a career counselor, but like for the professionals, hey, for the professionals, you can go to work and they might have like a career counselor there for you or like somebody to help you to guide you through the career. And surgical techs really don't like have that. So once you check in somewhere, they normally just have a human resource person there to tell you like what your benefits and stuff like that are. But as far as knowing like how to invest or what to do with your money after you start working there, like there's somebody that's going to be there to teach you these things. So it took me a while to learn how to like manage my money, I guess. And once I started learning how to manage my money, then I started investing it into things that I knew about. So sometimes I'll talk about investing into like the stock market because that's the easiest thing to do. But I didn't start investing in the stock market. That wasn't like what I learned to put my money into. What I learned to put my money into was in businesses. And so I started, most of y'all know I started as a surgical tech, or not a surgical tech, but as a cosmetologist. That was like my first business. And I still do that to this day. But what I will say about cosmetology, and it's the same thing about surgical tech, it's so physical to me. It's like standing and you have to be somewhere to get paid. And so I don't really care for that long term, but I enjoy doing hair and I appreciate what it offered me. So cosmetology for me was like a way to learn how to be like more in business. And as a surgical tech, it paid for me to be a cosmetologist and to learn business. So I would go to work and I would take my money that I would get from being a surgical tech and I would go and start investing in like different marketing tools or different marketing like skills and things like that. And so when I would get paid, I would just pay like my website bills and I would learn, I would just learn different skills with the money that I was making as a surgical tech. So once I got into like, I want to say probably like, I think I was a surgical tech for like 8 or 9 years before I actually, or maybe at least 8 before I went to cosmetology school. And when I went to cosmetology school, they taught us to pretty much sell. Like it was really like about selling. And so I would go home with the money, like I would get paid from my surgical tech career, and then I would go buy like cosmetology products, like hair products and things like that, and I would resell those products or services to my clients, and that's how I was making money for years, you guys. And then I don't know, like one day, I guess I should say, I started being more interested in the digital marketing aspect of it because it was just intriguing to me that you can make money online. Like for most of you that are over 35, you'll know it was a time before like where we didn't know how to make money, just by posting stuff online. So that was, I guess, eye-opening to me to be able to just be at home and to be able to make thousands of dollars just from the internet. And so I wanted to learn how to do that. And so I started taking the money, even though I was still working as a hairstylist. It just was inconsistent because it's more of like a hustle. It's a business, unless that's all you do all day is hair. But because I was a surgical tech, I would take my surgical tech pay because it was more consistent and it was above average pay. and I would go learn different skills. So I would go learn digital marketing skills like email marketing. I would learn how to build websites on different website platforms. The main platform that I know how to build websites on is WordPress. And so just spent hours, you guys, on learning different skills. And every time I got paid, I would buy something new that would help me build on the skills. And the skills that I was learning were skills that you couldn't really go to school to learn. Like email marketing wasn't being taught in school, and neither was really like web design for years to learn. Every paycheck just started buying more stuff, whether it was a course on how to, do color, what is it, color branding. If it was like how to use a certain tool, like I use a couple of different tools to do different things, and it took a lot of time, but it just it probably was the best thing that I could have really did for myself, honestly, because when I realized the best decision I made was like and reinvesting in myself is it gave me the opportunity to probably like leave the OR sooner than I would had I not been investing in myself and my different skill set. And so I'm gonna tell you to invest in yourself. Now, business might not be your thing. Business just so happen to be the easiest avenue to increase my income. It might be real estate for you. It could be stocks for some of you. I do play with stocks as well, but stocks isn't what I learned. Like I learned business first. I learned, how to be a marketer, a digital marketer, before I even learned anything about how to buy some things like that. So stocks is something that I do, and stocks something that you could start doing for yourself as well, because it's fairly easy these days to invest in an ETF or something like that and just put the money up. But stocks does not really give you the return on investment that business and $30. You can't do that. But to see the money that you gonna with type of investment that you could get if you was to take that same $20 or $30 and invest it online, like in an online business. And so some online businesses that you guys may or may not be aware of that you can start for pretty much nothing, and I've said this in several other videos, is YouTube. Even a blog you can do, or a website blogging you can do, and it won't cost you as much. But I think if you're watching this video, then you're probably more comfortable with YouTube. So if you was to just invest in making videos, like not even no money, like just to say you using your phone to invest into your YouTube channel, and all you have to do is spend time and create content, you'll make money within a year or so, depending on how consistent you are and what message, what your message is and things like that. So I would just take notes from what you see me do, you guys, especially on this channel. If you've been on this channel for a while, then you already know that this channel has been evolving, because I've been evolving, and the evolution definitely comes from me investing in my skills. And I'm gonna keep saying that because I want you guys to, invest in yourself as well. That's the best thing that you could do for yourself, whether you're a surgical tech or not. And what I will also say is that if you don't invest in yourself, even after you go to surgical tech school, if that's the only thing that you invest in, let's just say you go to surgical tech school and that's it, before you know it, 20, 30 years don't have passed, and you'll still be stuck as a surgical tech. So unless surgical tech is something you want to do for the rest of your life, or if you have no intentions on progressing in life, then don't invest in yourself. Don't go learn any other skills. But for those of us that want to, grow and become better, I would definitely advise you to go out and invest in some type of skill. And I chose business, like I said, because it gave me the opportunity to do it from home. It gave me location flexibility, and it also gives me the flexibility to the money flex and to start a profitable blog. Like it doesn't cost that much money to start them. What I will say is, even though I didn't put money into it again, I put a lot of time. Don't have money, guys, and you have time, then definitely looking into YouTube, work WordPress, and not WordPress, YouTube and Anchor FM, YouTube for video, Anchor podcasting. Those both are free apps that you can use. I would suggest you using, I would say use YouTube, even if you want to do a podcast, because you can post the voice, your voice, you can take the video or take the audio on. I'm gonna keep advocating for you the best way a significant return on your investment. However, if you have the right, strategy in place. So I just want to come share that with you guys. The best I did for myself, you guys. The reason that I honestly, even thinking about anything, I was just in my surgical. I was just going to work for someone, and then them having the capability of, affecting how I felt, my mood, or just anything like that, just became overwhelming to me. And I realized that I didn't have a exit plan and an exit strategy in place. And because I didn't have exit strategy in place, I saw myself for years and for so I didn't have a plan. Again, I just knew I needed this, and I knew that I could invest in things that I know about. So even though it might not have been labeled as investing at the time, what I was doing was investing in my business. I knew that even this amount of money on my cosmetology career, and I was going to learn skills on how to market my cosmetology services. Now, just because my initial thought was to market my cosmetology services didn't mean that I had to stick with cosmetology. What I learned later on was that once I learned these STEM skills, it didn't matter what career or profession I decided, I could pivot and do all of it. And so that's why, or any of it, I think. So that's really when I started focusing on being a content creator, a digital marketing content creator, or however you want to say it, which allows me the flexibility to have multiple different businesses, you guys, and being able to invest in those businesses with very little upfront cost and still being able to reap the returns of a high investment, a high percentage returns. And so I want to share that with you guys because I feel like if I know it, then it's only fair for me to share it with you guys. And most of you are on here watching my journey progress, and my journey as a surgical tech, not so much that it has ended, even though I'm not scrubbing anymore and I'm solely focusing on this right now. That doesn't mean that I won't become or ever scrub again. It's that right now, where I'm at in my life, it is a lot more on surgical tech and a cosmetologist. And so in the second half, I guess, or in this next phase of my life, I'll be focusing more on just digital marketing and investing in myself with investing in myself skill or oh my god, I'm getting tongue tied. Investing in myself so I can learn skills that are gonna allow me to keep progressing and evolving. And so that's the whole goal, you guys. And also too, like when I said earlier, for me, I got to the point where I just wanted a different lifestyle. Like, I just wanted to be able to enjoy the day and the small things. And I just remember thinking like we have to come up with a plan all out and all pretty upfront, but as long as you have some type of guideline to follow, then everything else will follow. This project going, if not one, multiple, and at this point it's multiples. And if something doesn't pan out, that's fine. I just drop it and go to the next one. The goal with me, or the key with me in business, is to not get too attached with things because you don't want to be holding on to something that's not profitable. But I'm sorry guys for always have one phase of your life. Make sure that as you're in that phase, to have an exit plan so you don't have to just stay in this surgical tech career forever. If you do decide to stay in the surgical tech career longer, it's because of tech. And so in order to have security of always having some type of income and having multiple streams of income, you guys, you have to continue skill stack your skills, take the money that you make at OR and apply it to some hit 1 3 and just start investing. I don't care if it's on Webull or on Robinhood. Just take a couple. If you can't invest in a business and you thinking business is too, stressful for you, then take $400 or $500 a month invest into the stock market. That's gonna be the best bet. If you don't have $4 or $5 to invest in the stock market, then I would say take your $20 or $30 and start looking at online businesses like YouTube. Say, okay, I'm gonna do YouTube for a year, and it doesn't, as long as you have a job, it doesn't matter if you may not. It should only take you a year or so, and it probably won't even take you that long. It depending on if you have the plan to execute. It won't take you a year to start making money on YouTube, because there's more than one way to make money on YouTube. And if it's not YouTube, then it could be a podcast, or a website, you guys. But I just want you to take the time out and start making sure that you have the skills that you need to live the lifestyle that you want to live, and to understand that you don't have to work for 60 years or 50 years to just get Social Security. These days you can actually turn a hobby, a passion, a gardening passion, a makeup passion, whatever kind of passion you got, a window cleaning passion or a pressure cleaning service, you can turn that into a business and live a very comfortable lifestyle, or over, like, making pretty good, over 6 figures, 7 figures a year online at your own pleasure. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I want to share with you guys. Like, this is the best thing I could have did for myself, because not only did it benefit me, it benefits the people around me, because now I have the knowledge and the information to share with you guys, the things that I've learned. And so that's what life is all about, right, you guys? So I have to go because my phone is at like 3%, but I wanted to share that, just let you guys know what my best decision that I made in my surgical tech career was. Not just the career for itself, but my overall life really was what it was. But surgical tech definitely played a huge part in it, because it allowed me freedom, the money, like, well, I won't say freedom, but the financial security that comes with being in a job like that, because I was making more than enough money to live off of and more than enough money to invest. And so even if it was like, if I had to pay $500 that month, it was worth it, because not only did I either make money, I also learned something in the process. So if we always look at life as like the only way that we are winning it is if we're making money, then we're losing, because sometimes you might not make no money, but you will be done learn something that is gonna be there with you for a lifetime, and that is priceless, you guys. So that's all I got for you guys in this video. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.